Hey, so I screwed up and for some reason did not record this intro. And unfortunately, it's impossible to redo shard pull videos. Assume that I told you I was your buddy Tim Show and we're going to record this video. And yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and get into it right here. Okay, so we are going to kind of watch this together, and I'm gonna narrate my narration because I guess I'm an idiot. I'm not sure why it didn't record. Maybe I didn't pull the microphone in front of me. I don't know. Anyway, here we are at the loading screen, ready to pull some shards. I am talking about the terrible chances that you get on Mercy with sacred shards, right? I am in Mercy. I've pulled over 12 sacred shards, but my record is 28 sacred shards without pulling a legendary. I'm hoping that I do not repeat that fact, and that we get a champion that I'm looking for. So at some point I will go through the champions I'm looking for, and I think it's right here. And I tend to click the wrong button every time. So I'm looking for another Yannicka. I'm 3 weeks away from a +4 Yannicka if I could pull another one. She does take up one of my spots in Faction Guardians, so I do have another Yannicka, but I'm not ready to give up that spot in Faction Guardians. And then I'm also possibly looking, yeah, her kit isn't all that great right now, but I do want a Spirit Affinity Nuker to handle those Wizards and the Force Affinity nonsense that causes my Magic Affinity Nukers to have such trouble with. I also have a +3 Robar. I wouldn't mind getting a +4 Robar, and you can see I have him built out really well. Getting a +4 might make him even studlier, if that's a word. And yeah, so we're looking for that. And honestly, you didn't miss much in my original dialogue. I had a lot of brain pauses, which happens as you get older, and I'm not sure why. The sacred bonus buying, the packs that they're selling for the sacreds are pretty lousy. Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of those. They had one earlier where you can only buy one. It was 3 for like $60 or something, which is pretty good. So that's a suzerain. I had sold, I think 4 suzerains for a Foley token. So I looked for him here because I kind of thought I still had a bunch of suzerains, and I kind of still do. I think I still have 3 suzerains, even though I had crunched 4 of them to make my plus. I think I have a +3 immunity Foley, which is pretty helpful. So yeah, so I still have 3 suzerains. I built out 2 of them for that cheese Hydra stuff you could do early on that you can't do anymore. So now I'm stuck with 2 fully built suzerains, which is not ideal. So we're going to continue on. I don't really want to pull all my shards because I want to save some of them for the second round of pulls for them. I talk a little bit about Excruciator here and how she does some unrevivable stuff and some Veil stuff, and that she's actually pretty good. I built her. I have one fully built out, and I used her early on when I needed a single target nuker, and especially somebody that can put you down and you stay down the whole time. So she kind of fills the bill on that, and off we go. Off we go. So we get another Fang Cleric. Actually, I think that's my first Fang Cleric, but you'll see him pop up again, which is not wonderful. Cornelia, who is a great champion, but I got her late, so I didn't really need her, and didn't do much with her. Taragi is awesome. Support Shadowkin does really good work, and I'm looking to see what I have available for. Because I wanted to get both of those legendary books, but it's quite a jump from the first legendary book to the second legendary book. So, spoiler alert, I only get the first one, and then decide that it's definitely not worth another 2,500 points, which would be what? You'd have to get 5 legendary champions or 10 epics, which would be all of my shards. So Glacia Soul Guide, I had thought I had one, but I didn't. So this is actually a new legendary for me. So yeah, so I talk a bit about her kit and not really understanding what she does, but she seems to me like a possible tournament counter, which ironically would pair really well with my Robar, right? So those really annoying warlord comps where you can't put her skills on cooldown, and there's a 50% chance that warlord doesn't put the rest of your team's skill on cooldown, which seems pretty interesting to me. So I may build her out with my Robar, who would obviously do some extra damage if people are frozen, and she seems like a pretty good freeze champion. So let me know if you know how to build her out, or if you use her to any effectiveness in a high-level arena, because yeah, her kit is definitely interesting. And while I thought I had one, at the end of the video you will see I will go back and show you that I do not have one. And so that's good. I guess any non-dupe is good, although I tell you, I would have rather had another Foley, or possibly a Yannicka, or obviously a dupe Rhodos, or one of the S-tier nukers, Trunda, or anybody like that, where I could beef up my current roster. So I check again, where are we at? Champion Chase. Yep. Okay, so I got one book, which seems like you're almost there, but sneaky Plarium likes to put that last book well out of reach, and you know, all 10 it would have taken at least, well, maybe not. I mean, if I could have got lucky and got another legendary, but it's going to take a lion's share, if not all, of my remaining sacred shards to get that. So, although maybe I do 3,000 greens. I don't know. Probably not, because I hate pulling greens. So I talk about this guy's kit. I'm not super enthused. He's going to sit in my vault until CBC comes around. I don't need him. You know, a provoke champion that provokes through weak hits is probably kind of an interesting skill. And if you needed that, like especially with those more 2 waves in Doom Tower, probably would be worth your while. But I have other ways to get around that, and so I don't really need to build him, and I probably won't. So he'll probably get spawned during CVC and then go right to the vault, where he will hopefully at some point serve a good purpose. Now I'm looking for him. I thought he was a Knight Rev, but he's really a Sacred Order, but he's definitely one of the darker looking Sacred Order guys, right? So he could be a Knight Rev. So if there is any layover or overlap between Knight Rev and Sacred Order, he would be one of them. I was surprised by the ratings. I don't think he's all that good. I could see him being really good in campaign, but I don't see him being any good in arena, because shields don't help you, and he doesn't hit very hard, and I guess the provokes might be good, but there's other champions that do better things than him, and I don't see a need. But certainly, if your account needs him, then that's a good pickup for you. So let's see, what am I doing now? I'm going to check out I'm talking about my strategy, where I just refuse to do any of the champ training events, because I don't know, I just for some reason hate them. So my strategy is to win a tournament or 2 and mitigate the shards from the champ training to the winning of a tournament. So hopefully we can make that happen, and I'll have to gauge that as we go. But my plan is to win the arena tournament and the dragon tournament, And yeah, and then we'll see how it goes. And then I take one quick arena fight against a single Gaius, Caesar Augustus Gaius, and yeah, so that is that, and we should be coming up to the end. I think I actually go back to the Glycea, where I find I do not have a dupe Glycea, which I'm going to do right here, and we will scroll down and not find a dupe Glycea. And then I start thinking, boy, she might be pretty good against a warlord. And I don't think you have to book her, right? Because really, you're only just looking for her passive on a go second type of team. So what I'm thinking is possibly her with some protection, like a Necrit protecting your Robar, and then yeah, I mean, does she really even need to not die? I'm not even sure, since her debuff can't be blocked or resisted. So she doesn't need accuracy. So I'm curious how you guys have built her. I mean, I'll obviously look her up, but a lot of times the Numi Love or the Hell Hades websites aren't as inclusive or aren't as thorough as I think some of my viewers are. So if you guys have built her out and use her to some effectiveness in high level arena, I would love to hear it, because yeah, I mean, I think she's a cheap build. I don't even think I need to put masteries on her, right? I think I can just gear her out in something akin to survivability, and I don't even think she has to go fast. I'm not interested in any of her debuffs or anything. So I really just want her to stop a Torment or a Warlord, so I can make that happen. So that's a video. God bless. We will see you next time.